to you by Podcast City Network.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to ELS Uncut.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of ELS Uncut. I'm Everett Lee. I want to give a quick shout out to everyone that follows me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at the Everett_Lee, Facebook.com/the Everett Lee. Hit that thumbs up. Also, PodcastCityNetwork.net is the official website of ELS Uncut. You can check out this podcast, The Everett Lee Show, Films a Classic, Forking Around with Cody, The Chris Carnage Show, Imaginarium with Scott and Todd, Super Radio Brothers, and coming soon, Draft Day. That's right. Just recuperated over the last few days of Draft Day. Man, I'm going to have to say that Draft Day was one hell of an event, man. A lot of chaos, a lot of stuff happened with Draft Day. I mean, for instance, I just want to mention that Draft Day was something we planned out. Chris Carnage, McShaft, and Derek from the Grimlock Show. We planned it, and everything was just great, man. It just getting everyone there. We had Gunshy playing there at City Limits Tap Room. Want to thank Jimbo for letting us come out and do our thing there in the corner there of City Limits Tap Room. Had a lot of fun. Seven Kingdoms stopped in. We had Kevin, he stopped in, Sabrina and Camden. All three of them from Seven Kingdoms came in. Camden, it was his 30th birthday. He joined the 30 Dirty Club. And it was great because he jumped in on Draft Day picks for the month. Well, one of them ended up being the pick for Draft Day. But that right there, with all the footage that we've recorded and captured with the webcam and the GoPro cam, all that footage and all the audio, I synced together the first part. There's so much content that went on and so much outtake and so much stuff. There was times where we left the thing running for about 20 minutes, almost 30 minutes of film and audio, trying to get things together and squared away. We had to do stuff in segments, which was pretty cool. We ended up with probably almost over 2 hours of content just from Draft Day. And I just finished up just today the first part. I have to break this down in two parts. Part one will be released later, or it's probably already out by the time this podcast comes out of ELS Uncut. But speaking of Draft Day, part two will be out next week. It's just so much content. I have to go through and edit and slice and dice and get everything together perfectly and get that rendered and get it up, and it'll be on the Podcast City Network Facebook page, which you could follow, facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit that thumbs up. If you follow the Everett Lee Show, make sure you hit the thumbs up. You follow Chris Carnage, hit the thumbs up. Follow Podcast City Network. And give a tweet out the Podcast City Network on Twitter at Podcast City Net. Enough of talking Draft Day. Enough of that shit. Enough of every fucking thing I had to talk about. So much shit just went on. And it was great. It was great. Besides that one shitty review with the misspell on Facebook, on City Limits Tap Room Facebook page. Besides that, today, let's get into it and talk about the guest for ELS Uncut. This was recorded last week during Bike Week in Daytona Beach. We had Ron Jones come on, and a little bit about this here. Ron Jones has been coming to Daytona Beach for the last 27 years, playing bars, playing music, playing folk music, playing covers, has original songs, has CDs out, has stickers. He gave me a bunch of stickers. He gave McShaft, who was in that day. McShaft came over. We were doing some stuff, trying to get stuff ready for Draft Day. I got a call. I got to thank my mother. Mother's knows best. My mother called me and said, hey, got a guy here named Ron Jones. Ron Jones has been coming to Bike Week and performing at the bike week scene, Main Street, the bars, and you want to talk with him? You want to have him come on and give an interview? I said, why, hell yeah. I said, bring him over. So he came over. He sat here at my table here with me and McShaft, hooked up some mics, I had the laptop. Actually, I had everything hooked up, and I was getting ready to do a test run with the GoPro, which just worked out with him coming in and sitting down. I got to break in the new boom mic stand that I bought and hooked up. Thank God I bought a third mic. That would have been crazy with 3 of us trying to share 2 mics and so forth. Well, Ron Jones played 3 original songs and chatted with us about what brings people to Bike Week in Daytona. And you're going to hear that here just in a minute. But I want to mention about Podcast City Network sponsor, Sports Sanity. Head over to sportsanity.com and pick up some Podcast City Network shirts. They are available at sportsanity.com. Head over there and pick up the Podcast City Network shirts. And we're going to get right into this interview. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ron Jones right after this.
Hey fans, here at Podcast City Network, we have a lot of great shows.
We have a wide variety of shows that cover the landscape in podcast, a podcast for anyone and everyone.
Such as The Chris Garnett Show,
The Everett Lee Show,
ELS Uncut,
Super Radio Brothers,
Imaginarium with Scott and Todd,
Forking Around with Cody,
The Grimlock Show,
and Films of Classic.
And you can catch these and a whole bunch more only on podcastcity.net or on all of our great social media outlets.
Head over to facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit that thumbs up. You can send a tweet to Podcast City Network on Twitter at Podcast City Net.
So make sure that you join us for all this only on Podcast City Network.
You're listening to ELS Uncut.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting here with a person of quite a bit of talents.
The legend.
The legend, as he says it. He has been coming to Daytona for how many years now?
27 years.
27 years coming to Daytona for Bike Week. I have sitting in my house. You may have seen him perform at what places?
Oh, too numerous to mention.
He's been about basically all over Daytona in the last 27 years.
I played about 26 bars in the past 25 years. Some of them changed names 2 or 3 times. Some are out of business, and every time you go back and try to get a gig there again, they got a new owner.
I'm talking with Ron Jones. You may have seen him down here in Daytona in Bike Week, man. McShaft, what do you think, man, so far? Right before we started hitting record, man, he played us a song, tuning up his guitar and everything. He's sitting here at my kitchen table with me and McShaft with his guitar with a lot of stickers on it, and it's just great. Man, what kind of guitar is that?
That's a Guild G37 Blonde. Bought a brand new in 74, and I've had it ever since.
That is awesome, man. That is freaking awesome. What do you think, man? This is great.
I love it. As a musician, too, I love it. Love any kind of, musicians I can, meet up with and, just hear, their ideas, creativity, where they've been, their experiences, and that's the best way to do it. Sit down and just talk. I
mean, McShaft, he told us he's been coming to Daytona for 27 years. We have laying right here, ladies and gentlemen, on our table, on my table here, is Ron Jones stickers and stuff. I'm looking at this one right here.
No, Ron Jones, the surf shop. Ron Jones is the surf
Ron Jones, that's what I meant.
There you go. I always want to put the ES on the back of Ron Jones, Ron Jones surf shop.
I'm just ecstatic with so
First
much
mess up
excitement,
right here.
Man. Because I definitely gonna have to thank my mother for this, man, because I did not know that Ron Jones exists until here in the last 10 minutes. I've got to know Ron Jones pretty well in the last 10 minutes, man, and it's been fantastic. Let me first off ask you, okay? Every journey and every person in life has a beginning. Where did your beginning start at? Where did you grow up at?
I grew up in Wheaton, Maryland, and started playing the guitar when I was 10 years old. took lessons from my cousin Bill Buchanan, and took off from there.
Now you also play with a band called the Diehards.
Diehards.
So how did you get together with them?
Oh, just I knew the drummer for 30 years,
Okay.
and he had his own band, and he got laid off from his job, so we threw him some work. And the guitar player played in another band called Showdown with him back in the late 80s and early 90s, and the bass player's been with me for 12 years. So that's how we just got together, and we never had a practice. We're all like over 50 years old, so we know all the songs, and we play out a couple times a week, and
Yeah.
it's pretty easy.
That is awesome, man. So, what early age did you decide to pick up a guitar, and what inspired you, and who inspired you to pick up a guitar and start learning how to play?
Oh yeah, I had an older brother and sister, and they bought all the records and stuff like the Beach Boys. Okay, down in Washington, Maryland area. I grew up on all the Motown stuff. The Temptations, the Supremes, and Four Tops, and Marvin Gaye, all that old Motown stuff. And then the Beatles and the Stones and Simon and Garfunkel. They'd buy all the records. I put them on before I go to bed at night, like 3 or 4 albums, and I go to bed listening to the Beach Boys, the Beatles, and the Stones, and that's what influenced me. First song I ever learned on guitar is probably "House of the Rising Sun" by the Animals.
Oh, that's an awesome song, man.
Yeah.
That is an awesome
That's how I
song.
got
House
started.
of the Rising Sun, man. That's so many artists have covered that song. Have you heard all the covers for that song right there?
A handful of them.
Yeah. What would be your favorite interpretation? Or is that?
I like Hank Williams Jr. version of "House of the Rising
There you go.
Sun."
Yeah.
Calls himself a street guitar boy.
Actually, I gotta say, I have not heard Hank Williams Jr.'s cover that. Have you heard it?
I have.
Chef?
I have.
You have?
I have.
How is it?
You know my favorite? I've been getting into the Hank 3 here lately and stuff. He's a
Hank Williams
He's
III.
definitely a good character
Oh,
there.
man.
Yeah, he seems
gotta learn
like
some of his songs.
he seems like Hank Williams III. Actually, seems like he's more of a rock and roll type deal. But Hank Jr. Hank Jr. did the rock and country mix. I know my father, God rest his soul, he loved Hank Williams Sr. He loved his stuff. And I remember one birthday, I ended up buying him a Hank Williams Sr. CD, and he loved it and stuff. Hank Williams Jr. and Hank Williams III, man, they basically have integrated the rock and country together, and they've put out some really good, fantastic songs. What would be some of your favorite Hank Williams Jr. songs?
Hank Jr. is my idol. Okay?
Yeah.
I never got into the old man stuff too much.
Right.
But Hank Jr., I was really into him, and I've seen him a handful of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Hank Jr. And I just started listening to Hank the Third,
Yeah.
Right.
probably over the summer or this fall, and I got it on the Pandora.
Yep.
I listened to it on that. I was just listening to some before I come down. He's got some nasty songs.
Oh, he does.
He does.
He says he swear words on his song.
He don't hold back, man.
You know what's ironic though is we were talking about David Allan Coe earlier.
Yeah,
he
David
did that
Allan Coe.
collaboration
Yeah.
CD with the guys from Pantera, and
Rebel versus
Rebel
meets Rebel. Yes.
and ironically,
yes.
Pantera's old lead singer actually had Hank 3 play bass for one
Phil
of his
Alonso.
solo bands too as well.
I
So
didn't
that's kind of
know that.
ironic. So it's kind of like they always like mixture and everything like that and everything.
Yeah.
So that's a neat little trailer. Why don't you play us one of your songs here? And
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we'll-
Let's
we'll-
hear
we'll-
you.
we'll-
Let's hear
we'll
you
let
jump
the
into the
listeners,
song.
kind of get the feel here and get the groove and the energy.
Yeah, since you got the guitar and everything, man, just let loose, play one of your original
First
songs.
time on the podcast we have live music too.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
first time
You're
ever.
a first, man. It's a first for everything.
Happy
now,
to be here.
Now, before we get into the song, I just want to ask: you do play covers and you play your original music.
Mm-hmm.
How is that when you're playing that live? I want to know when you play a cover and stuff. People get up there like, yeah, I know that song. When you're here playing in bike, during Bike Week here in Daytona.
We play. Most musicians play mostly covers because people don't want to hear your originals.
Right.
They want to hear
Yep.
songs they know, like Amy. Let's get Margaritaville, and so they can.
Yeah.
They know they can get
Yeah.
dancing
Yeah.
to it. They can sing along.
That's how you draw them into the originals, though. Then you throw an
We
original
a
here
few-
and there.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Throw a few in every now and then.
Yeah, because how's your reaction when you in between a set, of playing covers. You throw in your original stuff, and then you get the reaction. How is that reaction, and how does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel great. You tell them a little about the song and let them know what's coming, and they'll listen to it, and that's how you get them. That's how you get them. Tell them a story. I'll tell you a story about this song. Okay, this called the Scooter Blues. This is a song about being a biker and living up in New England. Okay, Massachusetts, where I live. This goes out to all the New Englanders up there, and it's around September, October. It starts getting cool, and the leaves start turning colors, falling off the trees. Foliage up in Massachusetts and New England is just fabulous. All the oranges and reds and the shades of greens and the yellows, and then the nights get longer and the days get shorter, and before long the snow starts coming. And I'm a warm weather rider. I like riding in a t-shirt, and and then you can't get out and ride your scooter anymore. They throw salt on the road up there to melt the snow.
Right.
So you don't want. I took my bike out one day, and salt run off, and 80 degrees, and I got home. I put it away. I rode it hard and put it away wet. Next day, every freaking piece of chrome was all rusted. All the bolts were rusted on there from the salt. So I never did that again. Yeah. It was an old shovel head I had, but anyway, this is called the Scooter Blues. It goes like this.
All right.
Middle December, 17 below. I'm looking out my window. I only see snow. Yeah, and a big ho-ho. The weatherman's predicting there's gonna be a change. Snow will in the morning, then it turns to rain. Well, I guess I'm screwed. I got a bad case, man, this really sucks. Scooter blues. Got me a damn good woman, she's hot as she can be. She helped me through the week, now anything's a play. She likes to ride them too. We got a bad case, I can't wait to get away, Scooter Blues. Well now, Tuesday night you'll find me at the Turtle Pond. Well, if I can't be riding this route along, it ain't a pretty picture when you come in here to see a bunch of grown men crying in the fair Scooter Blue. Yeah, crying them Scooter Blues. Yeah, I think I'll move on down to Florida where they got them sunny days. Remanga crank his motor, ride his life away. That's what I ought to do. I got a bad case of no cruising, man, it sucks, Scooter Blue. Yes, sir, I got a bad case, I can't wait to get away, Scooter Blue. That's the Scooter Blues, man.
All right. Awesome, man.
I had 'em.
Awesome. Thank you. That was awesome, man. That was awesome. What do you think, McShaft?
That was amazing.
That was amazing. I love it, man. I love the rhythm.
See, I like
to
when a song has such a good backstory and stuff to it like that.
Yeah.
Because then once you hear this backstory and you hear the actual song to it, you can picture yourself up there, the scooter and the salt on the roads. You can, feel the coolness of the night and everything on there.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, man. I love it. I definitely love it. Now,
And that's one off my Going to Daytona CD.
yeah, I was. You brought out. I cannot believe, McShaft, how much stuff that Ron Jones has right here with stickers. He gave us a card, which is pretty neat. I love the card. Get out of jail free.
Yeah, that's on the back.
And Ron Jones, American Motor Music at www.bikerronjones.com. Has all the info there and a couple of stickers, man.
Yeah, it's the website, bikerronjones.com. You can Google it up and have my schedule on there. It has some songs, has some my store, and a bunch of photos.
That is awesome. I'm holding in my hand the 4 CDs that you brought to show off here, man. It's just great. I'm holding in my hand right here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm holding Ron Jones' greatest hits.
No, tits.
Tits. I love it, man. I love it.
There's a lot of nasty songs on that one. So that's not for kids. That's rated XXX for bikers only. Okay?
Yeah, I can see that right there. Yes, it has look at that. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That is neat. It has
That's my
American
favorite one right
Motor
there.
Music for bikers only, rated XXX. And the song list on here is pretty neat, man. 21 tracks there, and I'm. That is neat. And then, of course, we got right here in my hand, we got Ron Jones live at the Broken Spoke Saloon.
Yeah, I
Where's
played
that
there
at?
Back in, I don't know, I met him up in Laconia about around in '98, and he had me play up there, and then they say, "Well, we want you to come play in Daytona for us." And I did about 3 or 4 years for him. Laconia Bike Week in New Hampshire. That's in June, and then the Bike Week down here in March.
Yeah, on the back here it says recorded live Bike Week 1999, Daytona Beach, Florida, and Wares Beach, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Sequence and mastering done by Bob Jordan, and post production done by Cliff Broverman. Did I say that correctly?
That's it.
That is awesome, and it has some pretty good songs on here. I noticed one that pops out, track 3, Thunder Rolls, Garth
That's
Brooks.
Garth Brooks, yeah.
You a Garth Brooks fan?
I was, when he was big back in the '90s.
Yeah, he was huge.
Yeah.
To me, in the early that was like the early '90s. There, Garth Brooks was one of the top selling country music artists. Man, I mean, you could not turn on a country music station, especially down here in Florida, and not hearing a Garth Brooks song. Man,
He got his own station on the Sirius satellite radio, Sirius XM.
that's how big. Although that's fine. Ron's adjusted himself in my toddler's high chair is in the way here. I know it's a little bit tight there, but
That's all right. We're doing good.
then I have Ron Jones and the Diehards.
Yeah, that's
live.
the latest one. That's the newest one we got.
This is the latest
recorded
one?
that live at the 40s Club up in Leominster, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yeah, it came out good, and it's a club that we play at quite often, and yeah.
Harry, Howard, Ron, and Finchy. Harry, Howard, and Frenchie. Excuse me. What do they play? Because apparently
Frenchie's the drummer.
Okay.
Howard's guitar player. And Harry's the bass player.
Player, and you're the guitarist and singer.
Yeah, I'm the.
You're the front man.
I'm a rhythm player and singer. I'm not really a great guitarist, but I play rhythm and sing.
Oh, you sounded great, does he not, McShaft?
Oh, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, he
I
does.
like it.
He does.
I like
he
it.
does. He does. He sounded awesome, and I love that song that he just played for us, man. And this is pretty good right here, just with the track list right here. Now on this one, this is all original music.
No, there's some covers on there.
Some covers on there. Okay. Yes, I could see.
So how do you come up
covers here.
with your originals here? Like, that's pretty much like back at home, purpose inspire the most, or just
just come up, put story and
start strumming?
Just write it down, man.
Yeah.
How you see it, how it feels.
Yeah, every good original song and every just song has a story behind it right there.
Now that's my Going to Daytona CD right there.
Okay, this is the last CD I'm holding right here. Ron Jones, Going to Daytona, America Motor Music, and Going to Daytona.
That's the title cut. I should play that, Going to Daytona. You know, you always feel better when you cross that Florida line.
Yes, you do, because it's like from the Florida line to, how long is it from Florida line to Daytona?
Oh God,
Just a couple hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah,
You're
about
2 hours away to getting to your destination right there in Daytona.
You pull in that welcome center, you go and get the free orange juice.
Yep.
And the map of Florida.
Yeah,
He didn't know about that last time we were coming back from was it Georgia or whatever it was?
Yeah.
He didn't know about it. I'm like, you got to stop at the welcome center and get the free orange juice. And he's like,
Yeah.
what?
I didn't know that. I didn't know
grapefruit
that.
juice.
As many
Take
years
your
that
pick.
I've been going back and forth between like traveling up to Tennessee and coming back and stopping at the Florida Welcome Center there, because as soon as I get to the Florida Welcome Center, I tell my wife, I'm like, I gotta go. We gotta stop at Florida Welcome Center. I've been driving for a few hours. I need to use the bathroom. And as soon as we get out, then it's like I end up just going, and I didn't know because you went up with me back in July for my uncle's funeral, who passed away.
Yeah.
My uncle lives 16 miles from the town where they filmed The Walking Dead at, up in Georgia. Are you familiar?
Well, no, I don't watch that shit.
But you've heard of the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My uncle lived, and my aunt and uncle lived like 16 miles on that same road to where they filmed the show at and stuff. So we were coming back, and then you mentioned that about the Florida orange juice. I said, they give us Florida orange juice? They never gave me Florida orange juice.
Well, you got to get there before 5.
Yeah.
They close at 5. I came through at 7 this year, so I didn't get mine either. Usually they stick a couple maps outside on somewhere, and the maps are all gone too.
Yeah.
As far as every place you've ever been to play a show at, every state, what's your favorite area to play at?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a tough question. I guess Florida has
Florida.
always been my favorite.
Not just because we're sitting here in Daytona.
no way, nothing like that. Just you get out of the winter up there, and I usually come down for about 5 weeks, and just get out of the winter. And when I go home, it'll be springtime.
And so much stuff to do down here too at this time as well too. I mean, it probably keeps you pretty busy.
Great places to play down here. Now I got a couple gigs south of here. I'm not playing in Daytona this year. I got a gig in Arcadia, backyard party. Dear friend of mine down there, and then I'm going to be playing in Limestone, Florida at the Herb's Limestone Country Club March 24th.
Right.
Okay.
So that's the only thing I got etched in stone down here. I mean 2 years ago I played at a nursing home up on Williamson Boulevard. My friend was there, and they have a bike day there.
Okay.
Called Indigo Manor Bike Day.
I know where that's at. Yep.
And it's Volusia County cops, they're all retired. They bring their own bikes down, and they give all the old people inside a ride around the parking lot.
Oh, that's cool.
They put
Well,
helmets on them and everything, and
That's nice.
And then they have a nice lunch. They have hamburgers, hot dogs, a nice salad, beans, and a cake, and nice fruit punch to drink. And then me and my friend Vince played for a couple hours.
Okay.
That's good.
I was gonna do it
That's
this
good.
year, but the pretty girl that works there, Susan, she don't work there no more.
Ah.
And my friend passed away. So
I'm sorry to hear.
yeah. So Kelly Bishman was his name. He was a great guy. He's in a wheelchair. He jumped in the water and broke his back when he was like 16 years old. And
Oh, wow.
he got some type of infection. They called me last summer and said he'd passed on.
Oh.
His niece called me and let us all know. So that's changed. So I'm older now. I used to do 2 gigs a day down here. I used to play the beach bar from 1 to 5, beachside there, and then go down and play in Port Orange at night from 9 to 1. But I want to rather ride my motorcycle and just sit back and relax now. I'm 63 years old. I just don't feel like, going hustling and playing every day,
What's in the future for Ron Jones here? What's some stuff
I'm
you're
going to
looking
retire.
at?
I'm a steeplejack by trade. I'm a union mason up in New England.
Right.
I work off the side of a building all day and cleaning buildings, all new work, residential stuff, downtown Boston, 25, 40-story buildings.
Right.
And I got maybe this one more summer coming up, and I'd like to retire,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
You gonna do any more albums with your band?
Yeah,
or
Yes.
a couple more of
I'll
those.
work on my music
Okay.
a lot more because
Okay.
I'm working
That's
so
your
much.
passion.
Yeah.
That's your passion right there.
Working my
Playing
music.
playing
Yeah.
music. Music is your passion.
I work a lot back
Yeah.
home. Like I got a cordwood business.
Right.
Okay.
I get laid off in the winter from my job, and I come to Florida. But last winter I didn't make it down. I stayed home and made maple syrup.
That sounds cool.
I syrup and I cut wood and
I heard that you did make maple syrup.
Yeah.
How does one go about making its own homemade maple syrup.
Well,
how is that done?
You got to drill a hole in the tree and put a tap in there and hang a bucket from it. And when it warms up to 40 degrees, the sap starts running. And then you collect the sap and you bring it home and you filter it out and put in your preheater. And that runs down into your evaporator. It's a big flat pan. You boil it. It's all you do is boil the stuff, and
Right.
You don't have to add nothing to it. It takes 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of maple syrup.
Wow, 40 gallons of sap. That's a lot of sap.
Yeah.
And you cannot just choose any tree. You have to
gotta
know
be a
which
sugar
trees.
maple.
Wow.
Sugar maple. And how do you distinguish which is a sugar maple and what?
I can tell by the bark and
By the bark?
a lot of branches and yeah.
Why don't we get some more jamming here? What
Yeah,
song is
yeah.
Come to Daytona?
Let's go
Come
to
to Daytona.
Daytona,
Yeah,
boys.
Let's
let's
go
do
Daytona.
it, man.
Even though I'm already
Let's-
here, I want to go to it anyway.
All right, this is a song about going down to Daytona for Bike Week called
There we go.
Going to Daytona.
Yeah.
Leaving Massachusetts, point that mother south. A bit too cold, a bit too long, so let it all hang out. I know I'll feel better when I cross the Florida line. 'Cause I'm going to Daytona for a good time in the sunshine. Well, I'm ready, both the crazy. Let me tell you, Jack, I need to feel a suntan belly up against my back. Right on, baby, I can see you in my mind. 'Cause I'm heading down to Daytona for a good time in the sunshine. Motorcycle mamas dancing in the sand, little string bikini, about all a man can stand. Beers and margaritas, ton of barbecue, clear that road ahead, I'm overdue. For a good time in the sunshine. Putting on the leather for the big 200 run, burning up the asphalt, having too much fun. Supercross and flat track, get ready on the line. 'Cause I'm heading to Daytona for a good time in the sunshine. Well, I can smell the ocean, I know I'm almost there. Up ahead, behind me, riders everywhere. 2 days in the saddle, you know I'm feeling fine. 'Cause I'm coming to Daytona for a good time in the sunshine. Motorcycle mamas, they're dancing in the sand, little string bikini, about all a man can stand. Beers and margaritas, ton of barbecue, clear that road ahead, I'm overdue. For a good time in the sunshine. Yeah, 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 good time in the sunshine.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome, man. I love it.
See, that's my perfect description right there of traveling out of Daytona right there.
Yeah, that
Heat on your back and everything, the sunshine, man.
that is awesome. That is. And speaking of Daytona, what do you think brings everybody every year we're in the middle of Bike Week right now. What brings everyone to Bike Week? What do you think
the warm
it is?
weather, man.
You think it's warm
warm
weather
weather. Oh, yeah.
around this time?
Yeah.
People from up there, they've had it with the winter by now. They want to get out of there for a couple weeks. I mean, we're getting a slam with a big northeaster tonight. We just had one about 5 days ago. You know, another 18 inches tonight. Now I plow snow, okay, for a town up there. Got my own truck. and $72 an hour.
Right.
And
right.
I missed probably $1,000 that last storm. Probably gonna miss $1,000 tonight, but
Hey,
screw it.
Yeah.
I'd rather, I'm on vacation, dude.
Yeah.
I ain't had a
Yeah.
vacation in 2 years, you know.
Exactly. I mean, with they got hit hard. What was it last week with that storm and stuff up
Yeah,
there and
that was
stuff?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that right there, that was
There were
that was
trees
pretty
down.
bad.
Everybody lost power, and now they're getting hammered with another one tonight, I think.
Where you were up there, right?
No, I've been down there for a couple weeks.
Okay, so you missed it. You dodged
Yeah,
that, didn't you?
yeah, I got out of there in
yeah.
nick of time.
You just got out of there in just in time
Yeah.
there, huh?
I got out of there a couple weeks. Well, about 2.5 weeks I've been on the road now.
Right. That is neat. Just traveling the road and come down here every year like you've been doing for the last 27 years.
Yeah.
What now? Daytona with Bike Week has been known for some crazy things. What has been the craziest things that you have seen during Bike Week that's happened?
Oh gosh, that's
Not telling on anybody, you know, because I'm kind of curious. It's like a lot of people see a lot of different things. Am I right? Not
Yeah.
right, McShaft?
I always try to go after the coleslaw wrestling at the Cabbage Patch.
Have you been out to
one of my-
Cabbage Patch out there?
Yeah, it's just
How
Girls
how
with bikinis on just wrestling around and slippery coleslaw.
it's famous
They
for
fight-
that.
I mean, they
Yeah.
fight hard.
Yeah.
It's $1,000. They can win $1,000.
Yeah.
They're fighting hard and yeah, they pull the tops off once in a while and you see some
Yeah, they do.
titty and
They do. Now, have you ever get to perform out at the Cabbage Patch
I never
before?
went out to the Cabbage Patch to play.
No.
I'd like to. I just was out there the other day and I saw the sound man Wink Longnecker. He did sound for me at the Broken Spoke. And that's who's recorded that live at the Broken Spoke.
Right.
Wink. And he's been out there for 3 years and I'm going to head back out and see if he can get me in there. I mean, I wouldn't mind going out there just camping and doing a gig there every day because they had like two guys. They had one guy inside playing the guitar by himself, and one guy outside playing the guitar by himself, and they had the band outside. So I could probably get work there.
That would be awesome because during Bike Week, do they not have a lot of people that come in and out through there every day?
That place
They
is
do.
jumping.
Yeah, it is.
They got
It
that
is.
whole spot across
It
the
is.
street now too. It's all
Yeah.
vendors and beer carts and bike parking.
Mm-hmm. It is jumping and everything. Have you been out to Destination Daytona? Have you been out there?
No, but I've got about $175 worth of these Harley cards to get from my credit card, and I'm going to go out there and buy something.
Yeah, they
I
usually.
like it up there.
I'm gonna
You
go
do.
up there.
They usually have some really good events up
They
there
do.
too.
They
They
do.
got some good music up there playing
Yes.
all the time, and
Good barbecue. They got
food
good-
vendors,
yeah.
and a lot of regular vendors with some high end stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it up there, just not yet.
You plan on doing it while you're here in Daytona.
It rained this morning.
Yeah, it did.
I know,
Everybody
it
stayed
did.
home.
And then right here, right now in my living room, you could see. One thing I like about my house is the natural light that comes in. Is that not awesome?
Yeah.
Because the windows and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this house here is the natural light and stuff. Yeah, this morning it was like It was like pouring. That was my ring. I hit the table on.
Yeah, Bill Grant from Rhode Island
Yeah.
came and picked me up and took me out to the Daytona flea market, and I always take some maple syrup out there. I trade Pell's, the citrus people from Pell's. out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
They I trade them, oranges and grapefruit for.
What's
quarter
that?
syrup.
I'm not too familiar with that.
You ever been out there?
Pell's.
No, I've not been out there.
They're from
What?
Holstein,
Can
Florida,
you
I
explain
believe.
that a little bit?
Trade.
It's a citrus company. They grow oranges and grapefruits and orange juice.
Yeah, a
They
lot
make
of vendors
orange
out there
juice.
will trade stuff to each other. And everything.
Oh, okay.
They got this new pickle place out there too. It's got like 100 pickles in there or something like that, flavored pickles in there. I go over there with
Yeah.
that peanut. I like that.
Nobody. The
Yeah.
place is half open with the rainy day.
Oh
and
yeah, everyone's about Main
Everybody's
Street.
closed
Yeah.
up. So I went and saw Nina
Right.
out there, a friend of mine I've known for years. She's sells real estate and she sets up a spot out there and bought a new top hat, new brown leather top hat out there, and with a nice little buffalo nickel headband goes around it.
Right.
I wear cowboy hats mostly all the time, so I try a top hat.
I do like the hat you're wearing. It says Ron Jones American Motor Music on it and stuff.
Yep.
I do like that. That's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, the camel ones go pretty good. I got to get some more camel ones. They sell out pretty quick.
Yeah, I noticed you got some buttons on the side of the hat there.
I
What?
like motorcycles.
That's awesome.
My friend Tim Bear gave me that.
That's cool.
His grandfather actually was a Tim Butcher. No, his grandfather was they had a Indian motorcycle company up in Springfield, Mass.
Right.
They always sold Indian motorcycles. So anybody would go up and ask him, talk motorcycles to him. Fritzy, that's his name, Fritzy Bear. Fritzy would give him a I like motorcycle pen.
That's cool.
And, he passed on now, and now it's, his grandson gives out the pens, and I thought that was great.
That is awesome. And then on the bill of the hat there, you got a hammer. What's the story behind that one?
That means if you're full with me, I'm going to pound you with a hammer.
There you go.
No, I'm a mason. We do a lot of
That is cool.
We do a lot of hammering, chiseling, and
Right.
carpenter and building stuff.
Right.
And, yeah.
That
means I swing a hammer for a living.
Okay. That is awesome. That is. Now, you've been down Main Street here in Daytona.
I did before
how's
Bike
that,
Week started.
Yeah, how was that right before the big event Daytona Bike Week started? How was that? You seen all the vendors and
I'm
stuff
not a
getting
big
ready?
Main Street person. I just
No?
don't like being shoulder to shoulder. Too many people down there.
It is.
That's why I go down before and after. But I would like to get down and see the Bobby Frisk band at Dirty Harry's
Right.
before I go. He'll be there next Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday. So
Right.
we'll try to get down there.
That's cool. That's cool. Now last year.
I met Vanilla Ice there a couple of years ago at Dirty Harry's. He
Oh,
was
did
there.
you?
Yeah.
You never
I had a
told
shot
me
of
about
Ye-
that.
I had a shot of Jaeger with him. Yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
was a good
cool.
one.
That's cool. Now, a couple of years ago, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, you and your girlfriend went down to Main Street on Bike Week, and he sent me some pictures and stuff, and he was sending me all these pictures and everything and stuff. I was like, wow. It's like people were going down the street there. There was even one person who had like LED lights lit up on their bike.
You'll see it all down there.
Yeah,
Everybody.
I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, wow. I was like, where are you? And you're like, Main Street. And I was like, McShaft, you're down Main Street. You're like, yeah, man, this is what's going on. I'm like, I've never seen anything like that. It's like sometimes it's a hit or miss for me when it comes to a lot of things that happen in Daytona. And McShaft is right there at the right time in the right place.
Start hanging out with me more afterwards.
I should, man. I should. I definitely should. Now, up and down Main Street here in Daytona, because that's the place to be for Bike Week. One of the places to be, but
they're in Ormond. I mean, those
well,
Ormond's kind of taking over
Destination
most of it.
Daytona.
Up there.
They call that the new Main Street.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But I have a point to this question here. Being up and down Main Street, he's laughing at me here. Going up and down Main Street there's a lot of places, a lot of bars, and where a lot of musicians play at. Where have you played at on Main Street at?
Well, I played at the Boot Hill Saloon once.
Right.
And
that's the most famous one there.
I remember I had a bad experience there. I broke a guitar string.
Oh.
While I'm changing the guitar string, I'm telling the audience I do a 1 to 5 thing at Jay's Island, a little beach bar, just right over there at the end of Broadway, and then after that, the bartender says, "Pack up your stuff and get out of here."
Really?
Yeah.
Because you broke a guitar
No,
string.
I'm telling people about another bar.
Oh my goodness! Right off stage. Right on stage.
Yeah. I packed
Right
up
on
my
stage.
Stuff, got out. That's the only time I played there.
Wow.
Wow. How long was that set? Let me, if you don't mind me asking.
Probably did like maybe 1.5 sets.
1.5 set, and then he told you to get off stage.
Yeah, get out. Pack up your stuff. Get out of here. Guy's name was Red.
Red.
Jeez.
Red. I'll never forget him. Real
Wow.
asshole. I mean, they're worrying about what? Losing business? They ain't gonna lose no business there.
No. Not for Bike Week.
No,
way.
not for Bike Week.
No.
Not for Bike Week.
But I still go there. I like to go down and have a Diet Coke and eat some peanuts and
Right.
just watch people watch.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I love that.
Now being back there, just hanging out and having a drink and stuff and everything. Has Red seen you sitting there just having a drink?
Have you
not
He's
seen?
probably long gone. He's probably dead. This happened, like 20 years ago.
Okay. I didn't know. Now coming from Massachusetts down to Daytona, what was it like, and how did you feel for the first time you came down to Daytona for Bike Week, and how did you hear about it?
Well, back in '91, me and my brother come down for the first time. That was the 50th anniversary of Daytona. And I don't know how we heard about it. And we came down. I picked him up in Maryland and came down, and when we stayed up there, Holiday Travel Park.
Right.
That's way up north of here. To go through the loop, and it's all the way at the end of the loop. Oh, it's up by the White Eagle. The White Eagle is the first place I ever played in Daytona.
Yes.
I got about 3 or 4 nights there, and where we stay was just a couple miles down the road. But the White Eagle is the first place I ever played in Daytona, and they're still open and it still have the name White Eagle.
Yeah, I've heard of.
They were closed 2 years ago.
Right.
Something happened, but they're open again. I heard. So we'll be stopping there. I got a buddy that's got a B&M barbecue out in Pearson, right on 17. We always take a ride out there with a bunch of guys and go give old Ed some business, and so we always stop at the White Eagle on the way out there or the way back.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And with from the sources that was telling me about you a little bit before you came in here today and sat down with me, you ride bikes. What kind of bike do you have?
Well, right now I got a 2015 Ultra Limited. Mm-hmm. It's red and black, maroon and black, and then and I got a 2000 Ultra that I bought brand new, and I always brought that down here, and I put a sidecar on that. Had it painted same color as the bike, and did some stonework in a guy's cellar, and he painted it for me for nothing. It had a pinstripe, and it looks like it always came with the bike. And I give my dog a ride. I got an English pointer. He's a little nervous in it, but the chocolate lab loves it. She's a natural in it. Right. That's why I bought the lab. And go to Walmart and grocery store and ride around, and when I put the dog in their bike, everybody takes pictures. Everybody gives you a thumbs up or you stop sign, they let you go, and so she's a big hit, an old Dixie dog there. And I got these goggles to put on her. They're called doggles, not goggles, but doggles. That's pretty good. And people get a kick out of that when you see a dog, riding with goggles on.
Right, that is awesome.
But I started off on a Honda. Had a couple Hondas.
Yeah.
And then I bought my first Harley. First Harley was a 78 Shovelhead. Stroker, so it means it's all souped up. Went real fast, and it's always breaking down. I worked on it a little bit, but I ended up getting rid of it and buying a 96 Fat Boy, brand new.
That's cool.
And then I traded that, and they see me coming into Sheldon's at the Harley dealer up in Auburn, Mass. I'd be coming in from Boston from work, and I have my hard hat hanging off the back of my tool bag and my lunchbox. And they said, "Ron, you need a bagger." So that's when I bought that 2000 Ultra. Right.
That's cool. And you drove that down here, right?
Actually, I've never driven a bike to Florida. I got too much stuff, guitars, PA systems, surfboards, boogie boards, fishing rods, all my camping gear. So I haul it in a motorcycle trailer. It's a closed motorcycle trailer.
Okay.
I've always come down and traveled like that.
Okay. Yeah, my brother, my brother, Steve.
Yeah.
He went out to, I'm probably saying this wrong, it's Sargis or Sturgis?
Sturgis, South Dakota.
You see, I always get that wrong.
Summertime.
I always get that wrong. He went out there one year, and instead of riding out there, my uncle that lives in Atlanta, he actually rode out there from Atlanta, Georgia, out there to North Dakota. My brother went out there, and then he had his bike delivered right out there. I was like, come on, man. It's like what you get to see part of the country, man, because my uncle, when he did it for the first time back, this was back during the, I believe it was the 1970s, he took a lot of pictures and stuff. He even took a detour off to go see, I think it was the Grand Canyon. My Uncle Tommy, he ended up going to seeing the Grand Canyon, taking some pictures, and then going straight to North Dakota for that.
I've heard Sturgis is pretty crazy.
Yeah, have you ever been out there?
Summer are my working months, so I'm working, and I'm not going to take 2 or 3 weeks off to go out there. I'll lose
you lose money. You lose money.
Lose hours and time, and so that's why I come to Daytona. I get laid off in the wintertime, and that's why I come to Florida. Yeah. Have you
ever thought about even
when I retire, I'm going to go
out there. You're going to go out there.
When I retire, and you always know the people that rode out to Daytona and the people that trailered the bike. Because the people that rode out, their faces all sunburnt, windburnt, and peeling and everything. Their lips are all cracked and everything. So that.
Now here in the last, I think it was the last few days, or actually probably longer, or probably shorter. I don't know. But McShaft, we've had some pretty good cold nights, have we not?
Yeah.
I think it's because
of what's down here.
Yeah, it feels great. At least Ron, it's nothing like how when it gets cold up north, it gets cold, because I lived in Ohio. I spent 5 years in Ohio. When it gets cold up there, it gets cold. Here, when it gets cool, it's like basically like someone just blowing, like, on you.
This is a damp cold down here.
Yeah.
I rode back from Orlando Friday night.
Uh-huh.
It was 57 degrees when I left Orlando about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I had my leather jacket on and not so warm gloves. So I got to 95. I needed gas. So I pulled off and got gas, and I went over to Waffle House, had a waffle and some taters and a cup of coffee. And it's about 35 miles up to where your mom lives.
Yes.
And so I put on my chaps, and I put on my warmer gloves, and I got these heaters on, my handle grip heaters. So I put them on, and I was pretty good the rest of the way. But when I got back, it got down to 43 that night, and I think I had every blanket on. I was in my sleeping bag. I had my hooded sweatshirt on, my sweatpants, and finally about 5 o'clock in the morning, I think I warmed up. But
Right. And it's funny because me and you talk about this. It's like when it gets cold here, everyone acts like it's a winter from up north. And then when people from up north come down here, they're like, psh, it's like, this ain't, you call this cold? It's like, you live up where I live, And you ever hear about that similarities and hear about people talk about that and stuff? Like, especially like from down here. I know you have a lot of friends that live down here in Florida, correct?
Yeah,
that you've known in the last...
the snowbirds, they go back up there in the summertime.
Yeah.
Some live down here all year round. But you always know the Floridians, and say, be 60 degrees, they'll be riding with a mask on. All their leathers, chaps, heavy leather jacket and gloves. And we'll be riding in T-shirts.
Yeah.
You're like, man, they're like, oh, it's cold. And like, what do you say to them? And they're like, hey, Ron, man, it's cold today. And you're like in a T-shirt. What do you say to them?
This ain't cold. This is like summer. It's like summer to us. It's like winter to them.
I love it, man.
I like to hear like a newer song you've written. Have you written any newer songs lately? Something
no,
working on?
I haven't written anything in a while. I've been working too much.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do You People Like Us.
Do it.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, man.
Let's do it.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
There.
It's called People Like Us. Goes out to all the Harley riders out there.
There you go.
They say all kind of people on a real dime break, covered a little bit different, just a bad seed. 'Cause we party a lot, raise hell and drink some wine, and throw our ass in prison because we don't walk the line. Yeah, they hate us for the things they think we done. Being free, riding and having some fun. When you wear the black leather and you ride them two wheels with that Milwaukee rumble and the shiny chrome steel. There are some among us who give us a bad name. Though I know their fortune, they have fortune and fame. But we're called, we raise our family, we love our brothers in riding, and the cause of our freedom is for y'all to decide. Yeah, they hate us for the things they think we done. Being free, riding and having some fun. When you wear the black leather and you ride them two wheels with that Milwaukee rumble and the shiny chrome steel. With that Milwaukee rumble and the shiny chrome steel.
Woo! There you go.
People like us.
Awesome. What now?
I like
What's
the energy in that song.
I do
like
too.
that.
I do too. What's the story behind that right there?
Well, it's a story about being a biker and living a biker life. Getting locked up and breaking the law and drinking and
Yep.
what all good country songs are about.
Yeah. A lot of country songs, a lot of good musicians and stuff. Like we were talking about, like before we were recorded in at the beginning of this podcast, we talked about like Hank Williams and country and stuff and everything. There's always a good story, everything behind that there. And what's
so pretty? Oh, look at her.
my
She's
dog?
getting pretty.
My dog has taken favorite into Ron here, and like I told you, man, it's like as soon as you give him a treat, he's your new best friend. It's just when you come in and he's never met you, he has to let you know he's like, this is
He's
mine.
the boss.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the boss. And then once you let him warm up to you, he's your new best friend, man.
Now, with all the riding around you do and all the people you ride with, do you have any like clubs or anything that you ride around with? Has she got some stickers on here?
I ain't got no time for no clubs.
Has she
Yeah.
got somebody say the Vietnam Vets MC on there? Some stickers.
Yeah,
and
tell
everything?
us
I mean,
tell
you
us
make-
a
you
little bit
make, like-
about
you
the
make, like-
stories on
All right,
Yeah.
let's see.
on the stickers there you have on
Well,
your
this
guitar.
one here, it's a velvet, like a kiss.
Uh-huh.
Girl took this off her titty. It was one of those pasties. And that was like 2004, had that.
No way. Where here in Daytona
That
or
was up in Laconia Bike Week.
okay.
She's one of those pole dancers or something. Vietnam Vets, I see them at some of the bike shows and swap meets I play up. They're up there selling hats and T-shirts and this is old Squeeze In Pub down in Port Orange. I used to play at.
I remember that.
Yeah,
And
that's
the Iron Horse. I'd never played there. Always wanted to play there. Just everybody and his brother wants to play there. And,
Yep.
Yes.
I tried getting in there for years and just pretty much gave up.
They have the best T-shirts every year too.
yeah, they do. They definitely do.
A lot of these stickers they sell at all the bike shows and
Okay.
swap me. Any place you go now, the vendors. So
Right. See, you got John Deere. I like this one, Kiss My
John
Tattoo.
yeah, I got a John Deere tractor.
Oh, you got
back
stuff on the back there. I didn't see that.
home.
I see the Confederate flag. Ron Jones surf
Cinnamon Rainbows. That's a surf shop in New Hampshire there, and
You just get a little something from everywhere, pretty much.
Pretty
Carpenter's
much.
local up in Worcester, Mass. Let's see, Bentley Saloon. That's a big biker bar in Arundel, Maine, southern Maine. Big.
Right.
Indian Lookout Country Club. That's the where I play the Harley Rendezvous at in New York State. That's after Bike Week in June. It's always the weekend after Father's Day.
Right.
And yeah, Ron Jones Surf Shop.
Yep. Yep. Here at Daytona Beach. Yep. One of the famous surf shops, man. It's been around even since I was a kid.
Too Much Fun Club. These guys are from Rhode Island. They
Right.
they have a little club. They just go out and have fun, ride, and I guess they do a lot of drinking. And these are real. Set them puppies free. Those are real.
That is awesome.
That's always been a
That is
favorite
awesome.
for me, and
That's
that's about it, guys.
That is cool. I love that.
I'll tell you why I put all these stickers on here.
Right.
About a year after I bought this guitar, I had it in my back of my van, and it was like probably 10 below zero that night.
Right.
Van's cold, and the guitar got really cold, and so I took it in, and I played in somebody's house that night, and I brought it out of the case. The whole thing was frosted. I mean, it had frost all over it. The
Oh,
strings,
really?
everything was frosted. So warmed it up a little bit, and, for half an hour, and started playing, and put it back in the case, and went home. Next day, I pulled it out. Had these finish cracks all over, all the finish. See all the cracks, fine cracks in the
Yeah.
finish?
Yeah.
It broke my heart and everything. I
Jeez.
shoot, I says, well, in '94 I started putting stickers on it.
To cover
From,
that
The
up.
bike shows and swap meets, and not
Right.
really covering up. I mean, it gave it some character and everything. And
Yeah.
people, all the places I go, and the sound guys that do sound for me said, "Man, that's the best sounding guitar I ever had. Yeah, I ever heard."
Exactly.
And it's got a Fishman pickup I put in it, and so it's got some character to it.
I love it, man.
I
It
just got
looks
a
really
Taylor
nice.
618. I've got a Martin HD 28, but this is my barroom beater. This is the one I take to Florida, and it doesn't mind sitting out in my hot truck for a little while, or
Right.
if it gets stolen, I mean, it'll break my heart, but
Right. Yeah.
So
Because that's your baby. That's your baby, man.
my baby.
Yeah, exactly.
we got
Exactly.
got a lot of miles on this guitar, and if it could tell stories and talk.
Yeah.
Made a lot of
definitely.
friends with this guitar.
Yeah, I always
Exactly.
wish I could play guitar. My dad was one to play guitar, and I got the talent of the drums on my side, so I've tried to play guitar, could never really get it down, but I always, loved the fact that you could just grab, say an acoustic guitar, you could go in somewhere and you just, start playing and stuff, and just, the creativity and stuff that flows through it.
It's fun.
It
I
is.
do it.
Yeah.
I do it half for the
Yeah.
fun and enjoyment, and then the other half for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have to lug around a big drum set everywhere you go to. That's the only downside
Yeah,
for me.
you can-
I
yeah.
gotta lug around,
Well, we don't get rich. We don't get rich playing guitar. The gigs I make 50, 75, 80, $100, and I play by myself. I make maybe 150, 200.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You make some.
That's about it. That's all musicians make is that much.
Yeah, it's
We-
not like it was back in the day,
No,
you
no,
could-
it's never,
Yeah.
never good back in
No.
the day. No, that's all we ever
Yeah.
made. We're still making
Right.
$75 a night, what we
Right.
made 25 years ago.
Yeah, and it's like some of the best musicians that became famous, that actually hit these major like record labels and recorded hit albums. They started out playing at places and stuff.
like
I mean,
me.
yeah. Look
They
at
got lucky.
Johnny Cash. Look at Johnny Cash. Look at the places he played. Look at the tour and
Hendrix.
everything. Jimi Hendrix, for example.
That
Yeah,
was,
Whiskey A Go Go there, and just
Well, even
like
before
the,
that, he played even little smaller. He
Yeah.
used to play in little blues clubs back
Yeah,
in the day.
look at the Beatles. Look at the
Yeah.
Beatles over in England. Look at the places they played, and look at all these bands that are basically like through the '80s. I can think of off the top of my head, just taking that from that genre right there, from a lot of bands that played clubs and played places and stuff, and got noticed. And then look what happened and stuff. But yeah, that's basically that's the root and how you get out there and you get known and stuff in places that you go to and everything, and it's great. It's the
See,
old.
the one thing I like
it
about
is.
Daytona Bike Week here is that you get such a big mixture of musicians down
You do.
here.
Yeah,
You do.
And-
music. I've seen some great bands down here.
You do.
You do.
And you know what? It's funny because when you're watching bands at Bike Week, they have such a different type of emotion they put into their songs than
Right.
when you go to like a large arena or venue and see someone play or something like that.
Yes.
It has more feel and emotion to it. Down here
More
on Bike Week.
passion,
It
Nick
is.
Shaft. More
It is.
passion,
More
right?
feeling, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like
More
to
passion.
be up close to the people. I
Yep.
like to be playing off and
Yep.
this, and I like to be right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. More passion
Open
and
your
stuff and
guitar case, or
everything.
you throw a couple bucks in your guitar case or something like that.
Exactly.
take some tips.
That's my favorite right there. I like
That's mine too.
I
That's mine
tried
too.
making it back in late '80s, early '90s, and I just couldn't do it. So I went back to work.
Right.
Working on buildings, restoring.
Yeah.
I used to do like historical exterior masonry restoration, old steeples and churches, and
Right.
the churches the steeples with wood ones we'd paint, the stone ones we'd repoint. That's like putting cement back in between the stone, and
Yes.
the slate ones we'd replace the slate and waterproof it. And so I stuck with that, and
Yeah.
something I knew and could make some good money at, and it was great. I only worked like 8, 7, 6 months out of the year.
Yeah.
So that's
You know,
great right there.
that's
Yeah.
That is. That is.
Yeah, you
Yes.
just come down to Daytona.
I used to ice fish and ski, and now I'm older. I come to Daytona.
Yeah, Enjoy yourself, man. Enjoy yourself. Get out.
Yeah.
Enjoy the events and stuff and everything. You besides Bike Week, is there any other time during the year that you come down besides Bike Week? Do you ever come down for Oktoberfest
I
or
came down one
Biketoberfest?
year. It
Excuse
was
me.
the best vacation I ever had in my life. I mean, it's still hot and humid down here. The spiders and skeeters are still out. The water was like 85 degrees.
Yeah.
Right.
I just went to the beach every day. I didn't play. Just had a great time.
Yeah.
Now you said when you retire you're gonna be going. You got a boat or something like that you go out on?
I got a
Okay.
pontoon boat.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
22 foot sun tracker.
Nice. You go do some fishing and stuff when you retire and everything.
Well, just
Just cruise
go
around.
cruise around,
There you go.
and have a beer, and
Yeah.
I got a grill. You can cook them hamburgers and hot dogs out there, and make some hot food. And we keep it over a place called Webster Lake in Webster, Massachusetts, and they have a big concert scene there called Indian Ranch, and some big names come there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you can go up to the place almost right there and see and listen to the show and throw the anchors out, and everybody's jumping in the water and drinking and
I like that.
cooking, and it's a good thing to do on a Sunday afternoon.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
too much of
definitely,
that down here.
definitely.
I wish we had more of that around here.
Yeah.
you got
yeah.
that.
I mean, we got like
we
I mean,
do,
like Astor
but-
and stuff. I think
yeah.
I got our Astor in some of our places, but
Right.
probably not as big,
Yeah.
down here as
It's
most
nice
people.
to
Yeah.
go there right after work. You can get there about 4 o'clock, and
Yeah.
my girl come down with a sandwich or a couple beers, and we'll go out there and swim with the dogs and watch the sunset and come home.
Right.
There you go.
Feels like
Exactly.
you're on vacation.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I also remember you saying you have a harmonica you play too sometimes.
Yeah, I do some
Yeah.
Neil Young, some Dylan
Okay.
with that.
Is there any
Tom Petty.
other kind of instruments you'd like to incorporate into some songs like that? Like,
No,
not really,
This
just
is
keep
what I'm
it-
best
No.
at. I got a banjo, dulcimer.
Oh, there you go.
and,
See, I like
to
the
fool
banjo.
around with.
Yeah,
but, you know,
banjos.
this is,
Yeah.
Good.
This is the only thing I'm good at.
I like the banjo.
Right.
That's a
I play
very
this is my main instrument. I play all the time.
That's
very
cool.
underrated instrument right there, the banjo. Most people don't really.
Yeah, a lot of people like
love the banjo.
Charlie Daniels. I love Charlie Daniels, what he's done. I mean, of course, the most famous Charlie Daniels song is "Devil Went Down to Georgia." I mean, it's just great story
film.
behind that,
Yeah.
and great banjo picking
Yeah.
and stuff. And I like the dueling banjo.
Yeah.
Do you not love? I mean, the dueling banjo. You can't go wrong with that, man.
I
That's
always loved that song.
yes. It's
That's
just
what
so
inspired
great.
me to. My mom, I asked my mom, "Hey, Mom, I want a banjo." My mom bought me a banjo at like 15 from that movie Deliverance.
Yes.
They sold, I tell you, they sold a lot of banjos after that.
Oh
movie
yeah,
came
I
out.
can believe that.
Yeah, I got a friend who plays guitar, and he plays more like the heavier like metal stuff. But he's at a banjo, and every time I go hang out with him, he'll bust out that banjo and start playing some stuff. There, 'cause he's a good old boy at heart, So it's awesome to see people like my age and everything still busting out the banjos and stuff and playing and everything in there.
Yeah,
Just such a good diversity and stuff, music and everything.
it is, and it's.
Wish I could play
it's-
the banjo.
I do too. I do too. Now, I do want to thank you for coming by. I got to thank my mother for this, man.
My
Mama
pleasure.
knows best. My mama knows
I
best.
had a great time, guys.
Now, we enjoyed you, man. Have we not, McShaft? I mean, it's been
Yeah.
awesome and been great because I do got to say, my mom was telling me about you, and I was like, okay. I was like, come over. I was like, let's sit down and just have a conversation, hang out, and everything and stuff. And it's been awesome.
I knew your mom
It
for
has.
probably about 21, 22 years now.
Really?
Uh-huh.
She's never told me she knew you in the last.
Yeah.
Like I said, just jokingly, I said my mom's been holding out on. It's like I said to my mom, I said, where has he been? Oh, I've known him for a long time. I'm like, you never told me about him. I would have had you. I've been podcasting since 2014. McShaft here was with me at the beginning and stuff. If I would have known 4 years ago about you, I would have had you on earlier, and I hate to say this, better late than never,
Next
but
year,
it's been an
if Lord
honor.
will and the creek don't rise, we'll
Yeah.
come over and do it again. How's that
Do
sound?
Dude, yeah, definitely,
We
definitely.
can even do it live at one of your shows too. We'll sit right there after your show and
Yeah.
do
doing
it live.
shows.
I'm seeing there.
Yeah, that would be be awesome.
I
That
used
would
to play
be.
at this beach bar every day, and the first Friday, I'd take my van over and drop everything off because I keep the PA there.
Right,
And then I'd go home, and then I'd ride my bike there every day because I could park right in front of the bar.
right.
And I'd probably put on 200 miles all week long, bike week. All I was doing, going there and playing music from 1
Right.
to 5 and going home, having dinner, and sitting around the campfire. But now, I can put
Yeah.
a lot more miles on. I don't have to work, and
Yeah.
it's nice not having to play every day somewhere. I can
Exactly.
see some of these other bands, and so that's what I'm doing this year. Next year might be totally different. Who knows? I might be at the
Yeah.
Cabbage Patch every day next year.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Some coleslaw wrestling.
Oh yeah, I'd love that. Hey mom, I'm going out.
Wednesday
Oh
and
no,
Saturday.
hey, I tell my wife, hey, I'm going out to Cabbage Patch. You would have got to meet my wife today though, but yeah, she's calling right here. After we get done with this interview, I will have to call her, checking up on how her husband and daughter's doing. But you would have got to meet her today, but she had to go to work though. But right before we close, where can people find you on social media? You're connected with social media
Well,
and
I got
stuff.
Facebook going.
Okay, go
Ron
ahead.
Jones, Facebook, and then I got that website, bikerronjones.com. Just Google up Biker Ron Jones, and I guess that's it, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's all
You
I
on
got.
Twitter? Are you on Twitter or just Facebook and then your
No,
website?
I don't know Twitter. I'm not too good on the computer like you young kids are.
I'm not that young myself. I'm 39.
I'm still learning.
I know I look like a kid.
You're young.
39.
I'm still
I wish I
young.
was 39, feeling that way again.
But I do got to thank you. Thank you for coming on, and I'd
Yes,
love to
sir.
have you back on again.
Yes, sir. And I just want to wish everybody out there a safe and happy bike week. Ride safe and watch out for those four-wheelers and take it slow, okay? And don't drink too much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, everybody.
Do it! Just do it!
No! What are you waiting for? Do it!
Want more ELS? The Everett Lee Show podcast is available at the following. Download the audio version of this podcast and previous podcast at everettleeshow.libsyn.com, Stitcher.com, Everett Lee Show. Leave us a rating and a comment in the comments section. iTunes. Subscribe to ELS, the Everett Lee Show on iTunes. Give us a rating and a comment. For the video version of this podcast and previous podcasts, visit youtube.com, Everett Lee Show. For interview segments, visit dailymotion.com/Everett Lee Show.
Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it!
ELS, the Everett Lee Show, is your shot of entertainment to the head. Well, I want to thank Ron Jones for coming on, chatting with us, playing some music. We had a good old time. We took some pictures. I posted some stuff up on Instagram, on the Everett Lee Show Instagram account there. Hopefully, I got a lot of likes for it and stuff and everything. And can't wait for Ron Jones to come back in Daytona from his long trip from up north there. And I just can't wait to talk to him again next time he rolls into town. I told him come back, play some more original music, and just chat and just shoot the breeze. And that's it for this episode of ELS Uncut. Got some guests I'm trying to line up for ELS Uncut. I'm in the works of that, trying to get stuff done and ready for Films the Classic. I know I haven't posted no content out for Films the Classic in over about a month, but I'm going to work on that, get some time to do that, and I got something special for April. I'm not going to say what it is just yet, but you're going to enjoy it and you're going to love it. And about the only new thing I am going to spoil and say that's going to come out is when me and the gang review WrestleMania 34. But that's about it, and that's it for ELS Uncut.